Hello and welcome to your first Selenium tutorial. This one is going to be about just the very basics, which is going to be inputs, like parameters, and how you use them inside of functions. So whenever you're programming in Selenium, by the way, this is a tutorial for beginners, it'll say in the title. Anyway, when you're programming in Selenium, you need to have a quote. Essentially, the first thing you must have like a main method or a function, if you will, if you want to actually do any like computation or calculation or anything. And that has to have at least one parameter, and a parameter is just a value that it will accept and take into the function, and then you can manipulate it inside of the function. So for example, I generally just call it x. You can call it main if that makes you feel like you're naming it main. You're not naming it like this though, you can name it other ways, but we're going to talk about that later. So I'm just going to name it x. And then inside of here, after the period, is where your code goes. We're not going to do too much code right now, but we're just going to do x plus 10. And you can hit enter. That won't do anything. It'll tell you how long it took it to run. Not very long, but still time. 2 milliseconds apparently. Anyway, so what this does is it takes one parameter x, and then it adds 10 to that. And to specify a parameter for function, you just type the number after the function. So if we wanted to add 38, it'll give us 48, because 38 plus 10 is 48. I assume you probably know that. You can do, well, don't put a y in there, but you can do it with larger numbers. It's not like it's really going to take very long, no matter how big the number is, because you're just adding 10 to it. Probably make it monstrously huge and still add 10 to it, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's the basics of really applying values to functions. You can have more than one parameter in a function. And to do that, you just, instead of typing x dot, you type x space y. You cannot type xy, because then you have a parameter called xy. But if you did space like this, you would end up with xy, because it's also still confused. If you did this, then it puts 10 into x, but you still have y left over. You cannot put anything into y, and it'll be okay with that. But you probably want to. So if you want to do this, I have 10, 20. Doesn't really do anything, but if you do multiplication, or you can do exponentiation, and all sorts of fun things like that. And the other thing is it does support a number of other arithmetic operators, but we're going to talk about that later. So thanks for watching. It's going to be it for this first tutorial. Goodbye.